XLM holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You can tell by the title we're going to be talking about everything stellar, understanding what's happening with XLM's price, and of course what we could be expecting going into Tuesday morning. I've been seeing a flood of comments coming in, hey Crypto ZX, we need stellar updates. And again, as I've stated to you guys before in my other updates, it's really hard to give you guys updates on every single project, but I'm going to try my best because we're back on schedule. Every single day you will see an update, and if you want to see XLM updates on a regular day-to-day basis, I just need one thing from you guys: hit that red subscribe button and do let me know in the comments down below. But enough with that. Looking across the board at this point, everyone should be aware of as to what's really happening. We're seeing a lot of excitement within the crypto markets over the last I'd say 1.5 weeks to be exact. Double-digit gainers for multiple coins. If you're looking at on the weekly time frame, XLM up 13.7%. Monthly time frame, it is down. No, sorry, not down. It is up 4.2%. Of course, on the yearly aspect, it is up 151%, which again is quite interesting because a lot of people will forget, these are, the US-based, projects, US-based utility projects. And of course, a lot of rumors still flying around since, Donald Trump has been elected that, we're going to see some sort of an exemption for, these US-based projects. But again, nothing really confirmed, but it is one of the few ones that's still up, and it's a utility project, has a use case. So of course, those are some things that, we want to factor in. But if you're looking at, the monthly, and again, this will be quite, confusing because if you're looking at our monthly time from the entire month over the last 30 days wasn't bullish. Over the last 1.5 weeks, we did see that shift. So a lot of people will be confused. Why is XLM only up about 4.1% over the last 1.5 weeks? I'll explain that. It's very simple, but looking at the price, 28.2 cents, down 2.3% in USD and Bitcoin comparative. Market cap at 8.7 billion, higher than HBAR's valuation, which again is quite an interesting take. And the 24-hour trading volume pretty much around 200 million. As stated across my channel, this is not a retail run. We're nowhere near a retail run. It is smart money, big institutional interest coming into BTC, which of course, when Bitcoin does go up, you do tend to see altcoins still following because they have that correlation aspect to it. But in terms of an altcoin rally, we're far from that. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So I'm not going to bore you guys, but obviously I want to really go over the dominance index, and pretty much ranging since the 21st of April around this level. It's really high at 64.32%. Nowhere near an altcoin rally. We were sitting at the likes of 64.11% a few hours like last night. A lot of people within the crypto community were like, oh, we're about to see an altcoin rally. We're far from that because look what happened. We're pretty much back to, where we were. So BTC, on the other hand, looking amazing. Sitting at about $95,000. We did see that 95K retest a few hours ago, which again was a rejection. But, we are holding up quite well. But if you're looking at XLM here, let's actually take, again, a lot of newcomers might be coming in for the first time. Again, in a grand scheme of things, retail interest is not there at the level it was Q4 of last year, but that could switch up. But if you're looking at the weekly time frame, again, it kind of takes us back down to memory lane to really understand, the historic price pattern for XLM. You guys can see, original bull market, second bull market, which again, we weren't able to, actually cross back towards an all-time high due to obviously circulation. Supply is much higher than, what it was back in 2018. Also, again, the interest overall wasn't there. But I think this time around it's different because, of course, US-based projects. And again, if we hear more and more of these rumors really becoming a reality, maybe more ETFs being approved, indexes launching that get approved, I think, this could be a completely different shift that we're in. But anyhow, if you're looking at the price of XLM, we did see a major pullback again, from our yearly high at 63 cents. We did see a retracement of about 70%. Again, welcome to the crypto space. I know a lot of people are going to be confused about that because, that's such a sharp drop, but this happens in crypto markets, guys. But let's take a look at, what's really happening on an hourly aspect for XLM. So you're looking at XLM here, we actually went down to 19 cents. Remember this key resistance I spoke to you guys about over the last few updates. You can see, this key resistance did come in as a major hurdle for the price. You can see this for yourself. Several different rejections around this range. But then finally, as Bitcoin broke out, you did see XLM reacting in a positive way as well. But if you were dollar cost averaging in around this specific price point, you did see an increase of about 50%. Again, this is not a small move. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, the meme coin is up like 300%, it's a random meme coin, but valuation might not be anywhere close to, stellar. And of course, no real use case, not fundamentally, XLM actually is much stronger. And, a lot of people get confused. I see so many comments, well, this meme coin exploded, but XLM is only up because XLM actually has a use case. It's not like a, meme coin that's just going to most likely go to dust after, the hype factor is over. So, those are factors you need to really consider. But if you're looking at this, a nice, beautiful move. Look where we went up to, 29.7 cents. We retested that 29.7 cents for the, first time since March. So almost a month. We do have significant amount of resistance dating back to, the 2021 bull market. And of course, the 2018 bull market as well. So obviously, do expect a little bit of choppy levels around this 30 cents. Again, psychological price point. If this is able to break out, I do personally believe, we could start pushing up to maybe even the 34 cents price point. So, so far so good. Like what I'm seeing here, it's not going to happen overnight where you do see the price start breaking towards all-time highs and, obviously yearly highs. A lot of people will overlook this. A lot of people will, just focus on, oh, well, the price is nowhere near, November. Well, so is the dominance. Dominance is nowhere near November levels. Dominance is so much higher. This is something a lot of people overlook, and on this channel, I'll try to tell you guys not to overlook the dominance. So, so far so good. Like what I'm seeing here. Obviously, like I said, 30 cents, specifically around the 32.6 cents. Significant resistance. If that's able to break out, personally think we could be starting to push up to that 38 cents level, and then of course the major resistance at 40 cents, which is a very, very, very important level to break above, because that could push us towards yearly highs. But one step at a time right now. Don't focus on the 40 cents. Focus on getting above 32 cents first, and then we'll take it from there. Love you all. See you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.